What's going on, everybody? It's James back with another weekly A1 Edge Finder video. If you are familiar with the channel, you know that I put out these videos for you every Friday where we take a look inside the A1 Edge Finder at this week's #1 buy and #1 sell. But before we get to all that, I want to show you something really quickly. If we go on over to the A1 Trading YouTube channel where you're watching this video right now, you will see that we've got something pretty cool here next to the subscribe button. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you go ahead and do that. But also we have this join button right here. And if you click on that, you will see that we have memberships now, and memberships are a really cool thing. It is a monthly reoccurring payment, but it lets you get access to these cool badges that you'll have next to your name in the comment section, as well as our live streams. If you're a fan of the live streams, we'll be able to tell that you're a member because you'll have one of these badges. They get progressively cooler, in my opinion, the longer that you are a member. So we will be sure to keep an eye out for you in the chat, as well as these custom emojis. And the more members that we get, the more look, there I am. The more members that we get, the more emojis and other things that we're going to be able to do for you guys. We're currently working on some new members exclusive stuff just for the members, because we really appreciate you guys supporting the channel and doing that for us. So yeah, if you would like to, please become a member, or if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. But let's go ahead and jump right into the market heat map. So the market heat map is the top movers of the day. Now, again, if you're familiar with the videos, you know that the market heat map and the score chart summary look kind of similar, but the market heat map shows you the top movers of the day. So our top 6 movers of the day for the buy are the German 30, US 30, US oil, UK 100, SPX 500, and Euro USD. The top 6 sells of the day are GBP AUD, USD TRY, USD CAD, USD CHF, USD ZAR, and US 10-year. Now, again, this is only the top movers of the day. The score chart summary shows you what's been moving and what the software predicts will continue to move in certain directions according to all of these different metrics that we track right here. And this is getting updated hourly. Okay, you can actually see right here, today is Friday, July 15th, and we can see that it was last updated. It was last updated 10 minutes ago at the time of this recording, okay? So if you look here, it looks like our top buy of the day is USD TRY. With a score of 6, that's a strong sell. That means that over the course of the past couple days, past week, and looking into the future, the Edge Finder predicts that this will be the strongest buy. While if we look at the strong sells, we have some pound pairs, but Euro CAD, EURCAD is our strongest sell. So you know what, just to mix things up, we normally look at the strongest buy first, but why don't we look at the strongest sell first today? So if we click on EURCAD, it'll take us into the EURCAD page. Right now, we're doing a major discount on our private trading Discord. Inside of the group, our analysts share their trade signals with a full breakdown of entries, exits, and the reasoning behind their trade. Additionally, you'll be able to chat with other A1 Trading members, and you'll be supporting our content. In order to take advantage of this significant discount, use code A1YT when checking out with the link in the description below. We look forward to seeing you inside of the group. So here we are in the EURCAD page, and we can see that it has a strong sell bias with a score of -8. So we can see that here, score of -8, that's the lowest score that the Edge Finder will give. And we have all of our metrics that we track right here. And this is all red, that's a strong sell, guys. So COT data, or institutional trader data, that's actually neutral. That's at a 0 right now. But if we look at this, we can see that right down here, 47.95% long for the euro and 52.05% short for the euro, while the Canadian dollar is 52.48% long and 47.52% short. Not too much movement going on there. Retail sentiment we have here with 74% long and 26% short. Seasonality is always pretty interesting to look at. Let's look at the month of July really quick. All-time average is at a 0. Last 5-year average is at a 0. but the current year average is at a negative 0.02. So historically speaking, looks like we have a slight dip earlier on in the year before an upward trend, followed by a small downward trend, and then followed by an upward trend again. So even though this is a strong sell, historically speaking, it looks like it should have a little bit of a jump in the coming months before a slight pullback and then back up again later on in the year. Trend reading, that's a -2. That just means that this pair is moving down or towards a sell respectively. And GDP growth, inflation, unemployment, and interest rate divergence all have a score of -1, which we can look at all right here. So we see the euro with 0.6% GDP growth, inflation at 8.6%, and the Canadian dollar at 0.8%, followed by 7.7% inflation. And the daily price chart shows you the price of the pair for the past month. So if you look at today, July 15th, take a look at that. I'll zoom in on that for you. And yeah, we can see over the past month, this thing has been dropping pretty significantly. I forgot to mention that it shows you today's average along with the 14-day average, 7-day average, and 4-day average all right here. And if you actually hover over those, it'll highlight which line you're looking at. So now that we've finished up with EURCAD, let's go ahead and go back to the score chart summary and take a look at a buy pair. Now, USD/TRY is our strongest buy, but I'm interested in looking at the CAD yen pair. So we're going to look at CAD yen or CADJPY, and you don't actually have to go back to the score chart summary or any of these other areas to switch between through all of these pairs. You can actually do it right here on this little side panel. We have our minor currency pairs as well as major currency pairs, commodities, and indices all right here. So you can click on any of these and switch in between them. Makes it super easy and super convenient to look at whatever pair, commodity, or indice you want to take a look at. But we're going to look at CAD yen really quickly. This has a score of 5 in the edge finder and a buy bias. COT data is at a 1, so let's take a look at that. The yen is at 29.34% long and 70.66% short, and the Canadian dollar is at 52.48% long and 47.52% short. Retail sentiment here, 14% long and 86% short. Seasonality, let's see, for July we have an all-time average of 0.13, last 5 year average of 1.01, and the current year average at 1.79. So historically speaking, I like to look at this blue line because the blue line is the all-time average, although the last 5-year average is very helpful too, because I mean that is more recent data compared to all-time average, which goes back for many years. But we can see a slight upward trend towards the end of the year, so expect this to continue to pull up. GDP growth, inflation, unemployment, interest rate divergence, we have scores of 1, -1, -1, and 1 here. So we take a look at this. The Canadian dollar has a GDP growth of 0.8, while inflation sits at 7.7%, and the yen at -0.1%, and inflation at 2.5%. The Canadian dollar unemployment 4.9%, and interest rate is at 2.5, while the yen sits at 2.6% unemployment and interest rate sits at -0.1%. Daily price chart. Let y'all take a look at that. And again, this goes back for the entire month. Today is July 15th, but you can see that we have scores all the way back to June 16th. So there we go. Again, today's average along with 14-day average, 7-day average, and 4-day average. So yeah, and really quickly before we leave, let's go ahead and take a look at the home page. I'll let y'all take a look at this. You can see here that it gives you a really brief summary of the top buys along with the top sells, our strongest trends, COT data, range-bound assets, retail sentiment, currency strength chart, You can see all of that for today. Indice strength chart. The homepage is really a great summary of everything that the Edge Finder has to offer without going into too much detail and too much digging around. Let's look at economic news really briefly, just so that you guys can see what's going on today with some of this stuff. And again, we also have our own in-house analysts and their analysis and news stories here. What we can see here, different news stories, different events rather, and how they've impacted the market. And look at the date for all of this. I mean, this thing is so detailed. And lastly, very briefly, smart money tracker. I'll let y'all take a look at this. And again, I know that I've said this a couple times already, but today is July 15th. So if you're watching the video on the day that it was released, then all of this information is really up to date. But if you're watching this on at a later time period, things have changed. So that's just more reason to get the Edge Finder so that you can stay up to date with all of this market analysis. I mean, this tool is super useful to help you navigate the markets. It's not an automatic moneymaker, but it is such a great tool to help you decide what to buy, what to sell, and what to stay away from. All right, so that's going to do it for this week's Edge Finder video. Remember, if you like this content from us, give us a like, leave us a comment down below, and please subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys next week.